Okay. So today we are going to start with a new topic that is on non-linear data structure. So before we discuss anything, let me show you what is the content of this topic. Now, first is what do we mean by non-linear data structure? So inside that we have tree definition and concept. So the first word we should understand is the tree. What do we mean by tree? So we'll be understanding the basic concept. Then because this is a non-linear data structure, how to represent that in a linear way. So that's why we should have kind of a mechanism, because the program only understands the linear things. So we need to find out some way of representing this non-linearity into the linear way. So that's why we have some representation technique. Then again, in order to look into this non-linear data structure, we need to have some method of searching. So that is known as the traversal technique. So we have a three technique for that. We will be understanding that. Then there are different version of tree, threaded binary tree, binary search tree. Then application of balance tree. We need to understand what do we mean by balance tree, like AVLT, 2-3 trees, height balance tree, weight balance tree. So this is all about tree data structure. Then we have another nonlinear data structure that is called graph. So graph is another nonlinear data structure which we will be studying inside this topic. So how to represent the graph, what are the basic graph operations, that means how to search inside the graph. So we have BFS and DFS for that. Then there is a topic on spanning tree, that means converting graph into the tree, that is called a spanning tree, shortest path and minimum spanning tree. So these are very interesting and very important topics as far as the non-linear data structure is concerned, because most of the time now you will find out the various applications of that. One of the very important applications is what we have in social networks. So you might be thinking about what should be the database management system which is to be used for social networks. If you just try to put that into the ER diagram, you will not find out a very efficient way of doing it, because that requires entirely new concept of representing the data, and that is can be done using these nonlinear data structures, so graph, etc. So this was just about the very brief about what do we mean by, or what is there inside the content actually. Now we will look into each and every topic one by one. First, let us understand what is tree. I think this word is not new to you. What is tree? Everybody, even a child can say that what is tree. But what we need to understand is what is tree with respect to the data structure. Normally, whenever you have been asked to draw a tree, this is how you draw it, right? You will simply have a kind of so this is a very simple representation of tree. Everybody knows this, right? In this tree, we must have, you must understood that there are three basic aspects. The one which actually connects the tree with the soil, so that is called root. So this part is basically a root part from where the entire tree is being generated, and at the end, means at this place you have leaves actually. So and in between you have various connections which connects this root with the leaves. So similar to this entire concept was Okay. So in data structure, tree is something like this, where you have a node, and from that node, you have different. Again, this is not end. You can have any other. You might have various way of connecting this. Right. So this is how the tree is being generated. So you need to understand various terminology associated with this. So we will be discussing that. But first thing which I want to let you know that tree is a non-linear data structure. Why? In any linear data structure, what you have is something like this, that let us say it is a array. So you will have something over here, then something like this. Okay. So you have, this is an array, and you can always access the element with the index. So if your index starts with 0, this is your a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, a of 4, like this. If it is a stack, then what you have is something like this. Again, in stack, if you want to access, then you can always access the top element. So if this is my stack, then I can always access the element by top. Let's say you have a queue. So again, queue is similar to this only, but the only difference is that instead of accessing through index directly, now what you have is front and a back. So every element is inserted at front, and elements are extracted from back. Right? Let's say you have a linked list. Again, linked list is another non-linear data structure. Here also, the access mechanism is always going to be linear, right? So whether it's an array or a stack or a queue, or a linked list, in any of this data structure, your access mechanism means that how you can look inside, or how you can search for element, how you can insert the element, it's always going to be linear. Linear means that it always goes in line. So if it's an array, then you have the indexing, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. If it's a stack, then you have this stack pointer or a stack top, and every time whatever you do, you have to do with this stack top only. If it's a queue, you will be studying this queue and linked list later on in this subject. But if it is a queue, then instead of a single pointer, you have now two pointer, front and rear, right? At the front pointer, you are going to insert the element, and from the rear pointer, you are going to remove the element, if it's a simple queue. And then in case of a linked list, the only difference over here is that in case of array, the elements are always placed together in memory as well. Here, elements are not placed together. Instead of that, they have been linked by. That means they are using a pointers. So they have been used, referenced by the pointers or the link. But in this case also, if you want to access the element, then you have to start with the first element. You check it whether the element which you are interested in is there or not. If it is not there, then you go to the next element, next element, next element, like this. So everywhere you will find the linearity in this case. So any of this data structure, that's why they called a linear data structure, right? When it comes to the non-linear data structure, you can see there is no actually a standard order over here, right? You can go anywhere from any place, and that's why it is called non-linear data structure. There is no standard pattern, or there is no linear way of accessing the elements. Obviously, you have to find out some pattern for accessing the elements in case of non-linear data structure as well, but that access pattern is not a linear one. So I hope you understood the basic difference between linear data structure and non-linear data structure. In case of non-linear data structure, the way you are accessing the element, accessing means insert operation, delete operation, search operation, update operation, any of these operation on this data structure is non-linear in order or in nature. So this is the basic of what do we mean by, or what is the basic difference between a linear data structure and non-linear data structure. Now let us focus more on this, because this is not part of our discussion. So let us discuss on this. So this is basically a one case of non-linear data structure, that is called tree. Let us first try to understand what this means, or how, what are the various elements of tree which we need to understand. That means tree terminology it calls. So first thing, let us understand what is this circle is. So this is known as a node, right? And every node, so let me so this entire thing is known as a node. So and every node has some data part. So let us say this is my data part. F T H I J. If I see what are the node in case of this tree, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. All these are nodes. Okay. Now there is a special node in any tree that is called a root node. Root node is a node from which the tree is being initiated. So there is something called a root node. In this tree, A is my root node. Okay. Then there are something called edges. Edges means the connections between any two different nodes. So here there is a connection between A and F. There is a connection between A and E. So these all are known as edges. So for example, if you want to write down the edges, then you have BG, then CH, then BI, then BJ, that's it. Right? So all these are known as edges, which actually represents the connection between nodes. So nodes are actually the data element which can store the data. There is a specific case of a node which is called as a root node, from which the entire tree is being originated. Then there is something called edges, where edge represents the connection between two nodes. So if I say that node represents data, then edge represents the relationship between the data. So that's called A. Fine. Because we have now a relationship, and in any relationship you must have, or you should have, something like parent and child kind of a thing. So here also there is a type of relationship. Any node, let's say if I want to discuss every age, or let us say this F, from where F is being originated, F is being originated from A. So that means F is, or sorry, A is parent of F. So if I think this will create a confusion, so I will not do it in that way, but let's write a table. So you have a node, you have a parent. So now, if you see B, let us start from A only. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. These are the different nodes which are there in our tree, right? So now let us write down the parent. Parent means the node from which the node is being originated. So here parent of A, always there is no parent of A. When it comes to B, these all are parents. G, it's B. For H, it is C. For I, it's B, right? So this is known as, so actually A is the parent of B because B is originated from A. Similarly, C is originated from A. You have to look always from the root node. So C is originated from A, so that means A is parent of C, A is parent of D, A is parent of E, A is parent of F. If I want to write in a better way, right? So that arrow will give you the more clear idea about from where it is being originated. Because all the nodes are always originated from the root node. So your direction is always from root to leaf. Okay, fine. So I hope parent is clear. Similarly, there is a something called a child because it's a relationship. So in a relationship, you also have children as well. So one who can understand parent can always understand what do we mean by children as well. So B, C, B, E, and F. So these are the children of K. Then for B, G is the child. For C, H is the child. For D, I and J are child. Sorry. Right. And then you don't have any node which has a children. Right. So I hope this is clear. Parent and child. B, A, the child of A are B, C, D, E, F. You can see this child of A are B, C, D, E, F. Here it's G, here it's H, and this is IJ. Okay. Because it's a relationship, then you also have siblings as well. Sibling means that the parents are shared. So is a root node, so no siblings. There is always only one root node. But for B, this C, D, let us write in this way only. Right. So what is sibling? Sibling means that both the nodes are having same parent. So here B, C, D, E and F are sibling because all of them are having a single parent, that is A. Similarly, I and J both are sibling because they are sharing the same parent, so it is D. So this is all about with respect to the relationship. Now there are different types of node, as we have understood that there is a root node. Root node is a node from which your entire tree is originated. Similarly, there are leaf nodes. So what is leaf node? Leaf nodes are nodes for which there are no children exist. So if you observe this table, right? For A there are children, for B is also there, for C is also there, for D is also there. But for other nodes like E, F, I, J, H, and G, there are no children exist. So you can say that these all nodes are leaf nodes. Okay. So this is called a leaf nodes. Leaf nodes means the node without any child. So in this tree, we have a total 6 leaf nodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? Then similar to this, there is called an internal nodes. Obviously, these are the nodes for which at least one child exists. So if you observe this tree, then all these nodes A, B, C, D are internal nodes. Right? So you might have observed that A is a root node, still it is also known as the leaf node. So that is to be understood. So this is called an internal nodes. Then you have a degree, something called a degree. Now what is the meaning of degree? First thing, degree is of a node. That means the number of children of a specific node. That is called a degree. So if you see this table, then degree of A is 5. The reason is there are 5 children of A. Similarly, degree of B is 1, degree of C is also 1, and degree of D is 2. However, all the leaf node, because there are no children, they will have always the degree as 0. All these are having degree as 0. Okay. Degree means number of children of a node. That's a simple thing to understand. Then there is something called a level, right? Now, what is level? In tree, the root node is at level 0. The children of root node is at level 1. The grandchild of root node is at level 2. So it means that level is actually, you can say, the number of edges between node and root node. You can define level like this. In order to understand it, so basically there are see this, then this is level 0, right? In order to better understand this, you should write your nodes, or you should arrange your node in this way. So that will give you better idea of what do we mean by level. However, no matter how it arranged, you should understand, or you should count the number of edges towards the leaf node. So this is at level 0. All these nodes are at level 1, and these are at level 2. Okay. So this is about the level of the node. The next is in same line, which is called the height. Only difference between level and height is that height represents the depth, or I should not say depth, because depth is another word. What I can say is that total number of edges from leaf node to a particular node in the longest path. So height ट्री की होती है और लेवल नोड का होता है. That is the difference. Get you understand that. So if I say what is the height, that means I am asking about the entire tree. So obviously the height of this tree is 2, because the total number of edges from a leaf node to a particular node in a longest path. Longest path means that अगर एक दूसरा नोड होता है यहाँ पे, right? Then the longest path would have been this one, right? So in that case, the height of this tree is 3, because the total number of edges on the longest path is 1, 2, and 3, right? The difference is that level जो होता है वो node का होता है. That means I can say that level of node B, or level of node I, or level of node J. But when it comes to the height, then height will be of tree. So if this is my tree 1, then height T1 की होती है, right? So that is the difference. Otherwise, level and height, from the understanding perspective, they are same. Now the inverse of height is depth. So what is depth? Again, depth जो होती है वो node की होती है. What is it? Total number of edges from leaf node to a particular node. So again, this is same as level. The context is different, otherwise the concept is same, right? So here context matlab whenever you want to show the structural aspect, then you should use this term called level of node. Whenever you are interested in the positioning of that node, then we are using the term called depth. So depth of J over here is actually, this is at depth 0, this is depth 1, depth 2 and depth 3. So here your depth is 3. So if I write, again depth होती है और node की होती है. So here depth is 3. Here depth is 1. Here depth is 2. Remember, when you show something, showing that thing or it's not actually a pictorial representation will not define depth. So if I write this tree like this, then इसकी depth 3 नहीं हो जाएगी because वो 3 के साथ यहाँ पे draw किया है. It will remain 2 because the number of edges between this node and the root node is 2, 1 and 2. So that is to be understood. This is always at level 2, the depth is 2 also. So level and depth are same. It represents the node positioning in the tree. Height is different than this because it represents the height of the tree actually. So that's why if it's a level 0, then height is 3. So if I see that this is a single tree, then this height is 1 because there is only one node. If I see this, if you simply consider this as another tree, that means this node, this node, this node, this node, this node. So if I see this as another tree, then height of this tree is 1 and 2. So this is height 2. Similarly here 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now this is height is being changed to 4. The reason for that is we have actually added one more branch. Okay. Then there is a something called path. So path means it's a set of edges which connects two nodes in a tree. Okay. So for example, there is a path between A and let us say this is A, this is L. Due to this, the degree will change to 2. Here also something will change, but I'm not going to update it right now. We'll do it later. So path is between A to K can be defined by A, B, J and K. Similarly, path between A to G can be defined by A, B and G. Or path between let us say D to L can be defined by B, J and L. Right. So these are the set of edges. Set means the group of edges, number of edges, which connects any two node inside a tree. But when we write something like this, it doesn't mean that you can connect every node with the tree. For example, if I say that what is the path between I and F, so there is no path between F because there are no set of edges which can connect I and F. You can't go in reverse and connect it, right? So that is the difference. Path always has to be from root to leaf, from root to leaf. Anything between root and leaf, you can't have go over here and then come back. So CAD cannot be a path, right? So that is to be understood. And finally, there is something called a subtree. It is actually a subset of any tree, right? So here I can say this is one subtree. Right? So this is one subtree of this entire tree, right? So I hope this terminology is clear. Any doubt? Okay, let me change this. Any doubt? So you must understand this because we will be using this term very frequently. Okay. Yes, anyone has any doubt? Fine. Okay. So I think we'll stop here. From the next class, we'll be discussing more on this, how to represent tree, etc. So let me stop the recording. I am not stopping the session because I want to discuss something on design engineering. Okay. So that's all about data structure.